the Dice Awards, the actual show was hosted by Chris Hardwick, who, if you don't know, James and I actually, but I think we talked about it, like the last Creature Talk. He's the host of The Talking Dead.
Yeah,
Talking Dead. So James and I,
what is that? It's a show. It's a little like a talk show that comes on after The Walking Dead or during. Sometimes they have segments during it where they just talk like to random like celebrities or whatever,
or even people on the show, and they talk about what happened on that show.
Oh, that's cool.
It's kind of an ass show, but you know.
But he's the head person of that.
Yeah, well, he's the host of the show, and so he hosted the Dice Awards.
The face.
He's really watered down on that show compared to
he was swearing like crazy, and it was awesome. He was pretty funny. But so yeah, he was hosting the show, and we were up in the third balcony, and there was like total combined up there like 20 people.
Really?
And it seemed like 300.
It was us. It was like 6-7 machinima people or whatever, and then on the other side they had like college kids. They were college kids.
The machinima after like first 300 that RSVP'd to have free tickets there.
Yeah, so they were there.
And they were the only
15 people RSVP'd.
But like Chris Hardwick came out, and like because it was all devs or whatever, like nobody was like
reacting.
Yeah, no one was reacting. Everyone was just kind of like really
everybody was trying to be professional, or just they
just weren't reacting that well to it.
It was just like he was trying to get everybody.
He was like, "Come on, if it's gonna be like this the entire night, we're not gonna have any sort of show." People on the stream are gonna think I'm bombing.
Were they really old, or
no? I mean, they were old.
It's just a bunch of devs. Like,
so if you're dead, you lose your sense of humor. Permanently?
No, it's not that. It's just like they weren't reacting. They were either maybe having conversations
it's different, like,
each other.
Like at E3 or whatever, we had the section full of business people who didn't react to like anything.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, we were there and I was reacting to shit. But then you have like, they had like a dedicated like middle section where it was like nothing but, fans or something like that. So they would get the reaction if they announced Pikmin 3. You'd have people like, woo! Like they didn't have any of that shit at the Dice. Like there was no one there really to be like, woo!
They didn't have cues or anything. Like
I
assume on
wear
TV
suits?
for some of those.
Ties?
Yeah, it was a formal thing.
Yeah.
So they just thought that they probably wouldn't look good just cheering for their favorite game.
No, I'm just saying like formal. On TV. Yeah. I'm saying Dan, like they usually have prompts to like get some.
Usually that's back from commercial breaks and stuff, not like
laugh.
Yeah. But usually it's applause. That's applause signs for when they come back from commercial.
Yeah.
But so James decided to step it up and co-host the show essentially from the balcony. The very first thing he shouted down at Chris Hardwick was, "I love you!"
Is it? Oh, I love you.
And he goes, "I love you too."
Yeah.
Like he just kept doing that every once in a while, like just shouting, and like people were tweeting at us like, "Oh, I heard James right then." Like James was
that was the goal for E3 too, because he knew it was being streamed or whatever. So I wanted to try to yell to see if someone would hear me. So I was just doing the same thing, like yelling to see, because I knew Machinima was streaming it. So I just wanted to yell to see if like I would get caught on that. I didn't really expect him to respond.
And sure, the second time James yells.
He came out. He was like, "I'm having a Twitter conversation with this guy," because I had tweeted to him like Luke had asked about tweeting it and stuff, and I was just like, I'm yelling at him, like I'm yelling at Chris Hardwick, and I tagged him in it, and he was saying that he was having a conversation with me.
Like, what's your Twitter?
I don't think he responded back to me, but then he did.
Yeah, he's like, I'm having a Twitter conversation, and you were just like, yeah, and he was like, hey, what's your Twitter handle? And
he had said, I'm having a Twitter conversation. Didn't he say like after the show with this guy or something like that?
I don't know.
Just predicting it, and then he's like, yeah, what's your Twitter handle? UberX or Nova?
Did you really scream your name?
Yeah, he said.
Yeah, he said, and he said it later on the stream
Nova?
too. Like not prompted. He was like, UberX or Nova up there's keeping the third row alive.
Oh, it's me again. This guy and I are having a Twitter conversation upstairs. What is your username, sir? Uber Axernova? Everyone tweet horrible things at that guy, and just to see what happens.
Yeah, somebody cut up a montage of me on YouTube, me yelling. Yeah, you can probably find it.
Funny,
They didn't get the one where he was talking about like what to do, how to dance, or
how
whatever.
To dance the dicks.
And he was saying about
act like you're surrounded by dicks, and you always need to be jerking two off at the same time. And James was like, I'll be doing that.
I'm totally gonna see that later. Someone's gonna do this. Like, you listened.
And then he just kind of laughs to that one. He kind of ignored him, but
it was funny.
They didn't have that one on the montage of that. Like I
had seen it though. I'd look.
Hey, you know what? Everybody there was being a jackass and being quiet and professional, and then you broke it.
I broke it.